Group A in action. The winner of this match will move on into the winner bracket finals. This is purely for seeding here. Whoever finishes in the bottom half of the bracket will end up in the lower bracket come the main event when all 8 teams converge, but that will be in the days ahead. For now, it's early days of MDL. I'm LD. I'm joined here by God. Secret currently leading the best of 3. 1-0. Gods, I have to say, it was not the smoothest showing by Secret. Pretty rough start to the laning stage. Felt like if Newbee played their cards right, they should have won that game, but hey, that's what Bounty Hunter excels at. You make a mistake, and he will punish.
Yeah, it's an interesting game to look back on, because I'm kind of like, yeah, Secret didn't have a great early or mid game, but I'm like, what exactly did they do that wrong or poorly? And there's nothing that really stands out. I don't think they played badly or made poor movements. It's just their draft didn't come online until much later on. When you're picking this they had the greedier draft of the two with the Tide, Storm, PA. They're very item dependent. Tide just needs to farm a lot. PA takes a while to come online. Doesn't really fight into that draft until you have BKB. So Secret just rid out the Storm. You play that game like 10 times, they probably lose maybe more than half of them just because it takes so long for their items to come online, but they held their high ground so well. And it's a great start for the new Team Secret.
Definitely is, and considering what a radical change they made to the roster, and the fact they have yet to play an official coming into this tournament, whereas Newbee has gotten quite a bit of practice with their new roster and some online tournaments within China. Really a good start here, but Newbee, we'll see how they adjust. The quick adjustment is to ban the Bounty Hunter. Interesting, because generally in the past when we've seen teams ban Bounty Hunter, they ban it because Bounty's winning the lanes. You harken back to like the FY Bounty Hunter of old, Puppy of course when he was playing it very successfully in the past. All the teams that did well with it typically dominated in the lanes, Gods, and then you're like, okay, I don't want to have to deal with this guy sniping my courier, constantly harassing my mid, ganking effectively. This was not a lane dominating Bounty Hunter, but like you said, the changes to the hero, it feels like he's much more about the track, about level 6, and even later on the level 11 where he can have that impact. So Newbee respect banning it, but not for the normal reasons.
It's a kind of new hero, or at least a new way that people have found to play him. I'm curious to see whether we're going to be seeing more. I wouldn't say like more of what we saw at TI. TI we saw everything. It really feels like this patch, there's still so many different possibilities. The latest trend in the Chinese scene for these qualifiers has been like OD Earth Spirits as opening, so Earth Spirits come back, ODs come back. We're seeing anything still possible. So this patch is in some ways still unexplored, and it's still very open as far as which direction you want to go with your draft.
Newbee, a first overall pick Slark grab, and they are doing it on the Radiant side. Bit unconventional of an opening here, Gods. Why do you reckon Slardar so early?
He's somewhat flexible because you can run him safe lane or off lane. I think one of the key things often you'll see with the opening 2 picks is that if you're picking cores, it's cores that you can change their lanes if your opponents do something unexpected. So Slardar does have that bit of versatility. And it's probably just Newbee. They have something in mind. They have a strat or a style, a hero that they want to pair with the Slardar that benefits from the vision and from the minus armor that can really combo well with it. So I imagine Newbee, some kind of life stealer, some kind of PA of their own, something that can really benefit from having the amp damage is going to be coming out from them later on.
Yeah, so Secret going back to the well for the IO. Ended up working out pretty well for them. Pylai died, didn't have the easiest game as far as his early game went, but he found the track gold later on, and that made all the difference. And to back it up, the 4F Tidehunter, very similar opening here from Team Secret.
Man, poor 4F, man. He went from playing like Axe and all these fun heroes on MVP, and now Puppy's like, you get to play Tide.
You're going to be a one-button hero.
Yeah.
And you're just going to have to get crushed in the lane,
yeah,
or go to the jungle.
Go jungle with your Iron Talon. Get your mech up for the team. Play all these team items. Like MVP, you get to play Axe, get Blink Daggers, get kills, dunk on some fools, you know. Puppy, you're a cruel leader.
I mean, if Secret wanted an Iron Talon jungler, they could have just called our old buddy Swindle Melons up, you know? Did they really,
yeah.
Could they really be wasting 4F's potential on the Iron Talon jungle Tidehunter Gods?
Look, LD, I have no idea why they didn't pick Swindles up. That's a mystery to me. Absolute mystery.
I do love my Swindles, though. I hope we get to see quite a bit of him in the days to come. And, you know, frankly, I am rooting for Swindles to kick some ass and to finish like top 5 at the Major. And just to shut all the haters up. He's gotten pretty far at the Major before. I believe in the Swindle God. And I am looking forward to his transition into the support role. But it's a discussion for another day. As the OD that was second stage banned in the previous game of this series will be first phase picked. Great hero against the Tidehunter gods, tons of burst damage to deal with IO, can really punish the Ravage initiation with a well-timed Astral, and just an annoying laner on top of it all.
Yeah. I think the new big style that has made OD come back is we're seeing a lot more of the Max Astral Imprison build, used mostly to push out lanes quickly. So this hero can go mid, push out a lane, go grab a rune, can be much more active and involved, and just has this nice nuke damage potential from the Astral Imprisonment. Another nice thing about this hero is it can actually safe lane as well. You can send him against the Tide. It's a great matchup having A versus Tide, but the Razor ban makes me think Newbee almost certainly are going to run a mid.
Definitely one of the best, if not the best, heroes to match up against OD in lane. As for Secret, banning out the Lifestealer, great partner for the Slardar. Obviously, Rage, fantastic to have against the Tidehunter, as well as just to focus the IO down in team fights. So, trying to limit the burst damage, the pick-off potential, Newbee can bring to the table. Also, Lifestealer really good at zoning that Tide with some support assistance, should they choose to run the off-lane Slardar. So, Newbee. Still options open as far as the lanes, though. Like you said, Slark can go off-lane if he's got the right matchup.
Yeah, very, very flexible. And Secret are just banning up some of the ladder partners, the Jug, the Lifestealer, the physical damage that can pair up with the amp damage, and that can be a big threat. Lifestealer Slardar combo, we saw a ton going back to the Manila Major. Juggernaut just always a strong, stable hero that has a bit more push with the healing ward than the Lifestealer brings to the table.
Newbee, what's it going to be here for ban number 4? The Storm does get removed.
Okay.
And mid 1, thinking about his play last game, you did see some I think, cause for concern with Secret. Sure, they go on to win the game mainly because of track gold and 1 or 2 good team fights, but one was going in on his own a lot. One of the times he goes in after being offensively relocated, knew there was no way Pi could save him. A couple of other times, guys, it really felt like he was forcing it. I mean, he was known for his aggressive balls-to-the-wall play back in Fnatic, but when you add in maybe even a bit more difficulty communicating with your teammates, feels like Secret's still not on the same page. It is early days for this. Worry this.
I think you'd rather he play too aggressive than not aggressive enough, because it's easier to start going a bit too fast paced, a bit too deep, and then try tone it back a bit. And you want him to be that big playmaker. MP's never really been the flashiest of players. I mean, going way back, his Invoker was very flashy, one of the best, but that was just more like a hero thing. As far as his playstyle, it's much more conservative, farms up, gets his items. He's a very stable carry/mid player. Mid one is, I mean, compare this team to MVP, he's the core of this team. He's the guy who's going to make the ballsy plays that you sometimes need to win a game, that can turn the tides of a battle. And that's, I think, really, as much as mid one made some really questionable dives, he also made some really important ones later on in that game.
Actually with an 8, about
5 seconds remaining.
Kunk. This hero really that popular. Like,
Reserve
just
time.
picking him. Saw see the rolling. There's does bring fight. I'm in. Yeah, I have the reset Kunk. Kunka and Aft. How do you?
It's great. I mean, I think Kunka's the hero you can just first pick and will fit any draft. It's just a very stable pick. He's got the team fight with the ghost ship, the Coco's Rum. He's got that kind of slight roaming potential with the torrent threat to help out the mid lane. So I think it's all around a good pick. If someone like OD or Slardar can force the fight, then you just throw the torrent, throw the boat to try help out your team. So I think it's a solid pick all around.
Carrot. The is a deal in the form of the he can get the fall quite. You see what the pair on a pick fairly frequently. Only damage. They only have their as of yet.
Yeah, they. Well, I guess that's what they're trying to keep secret, is what the big calls are going to be for their team. For Newbee, similar thing, like their carry isn't totally revealed yet. I guess OD can dish out some damage, but the partner for the Slark, some kind of follow-up for the OD, yet to be totally revealed. But Secret going to have to reveal one of their MP/mid one heroes now. I'm very unlikely to see something like a mid Kunker. That would be a bit, I think, too out there. But Puck for now. Yep. Puck stable, Muerta, super heavy team fight. I think Secret saw what worked well for them last game, which was having the team fight advantage as well as some good late game carries. We don't see the late game carry yet, but that's likely to come out of NP's hero. For Newbee, if you want to contest that team fight, I don't really know what's available because OD Slaughter, like the OD ultimate's big. The Slaughter though is typically your offlaner. They want to contest the team fight. They almost need to run someone like Slaughter safe lane and pick up an offlaner that has that big team fight presence. That may just be an area they can't contest and they play more pick-off style using the Slaughter.
Could obviously fight. It feels like they don't.
Ooh.
And you know,
I think Morphling's one of the stronger carries of the patch. Doesn't match up great against OD though. I do still think the heroes can be picked here. It's quite viable. Otherwise, Anti-Mage something not great. The TB Slaughter physical damage is scary. Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess you look more towards the IO partners that are the big carriers, and the Sven, of course, the Tinies, okay. So perhaps a Sven or a Tiny.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Can really
Reset time.
with the jaw on him and focus. Then the thing.
Yeah.
Depends. So there.
Ooh.
This is it. I got it. See.
Nice. So everyone's favorite pub. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of favorite pub duos, but OD is gotta be up there as far as hated duos in pubs.
10 seconds.
One of these hard things. Yeah, you want a Fusel carry, but it's like the Fusel carries are normally like kind of questionable heroes to begin with. Like some for carry roles at least. Like there's a limited pool of like diffusal heroes that you want to go. Like Juggernaut's alright. You don't really want to get a hero just because it's diffusal. I'd almost be tempted to pick like an Anti-Mage here, but Slark comes out. Okay, this is decent.
Saying one that is also damage much damage. Really the I suppose. So he is able to get far. He could be later on in the.
I'm liking, similar to the first, give Newbee, I like these strategies. They're the ones setting the tempo, playing faster, pushing towers. But we saw last game, like I don't think any means was an outdraft based on how Secret could come back in the mid to late game. This time they don't have track, so if they have a slow start, their comeback is just going to be winning team fights, and it's not going to be a fast comeback. They don't get that extra gold boost, so Newbee could be not even on a time necessarily. Again, you look at Newbee, they do still very well to the late game. Goblin, the OD, and terrible.
We're underway. Game 2 of our simultaneous. Now I'm gonna set it over here. Which is in a rush to hope to bracket. Lot of good.
Yeah.
Is it an ancient myth? They see
Fate's on there. I don't believe it. I'll see him coming back. He has actually got a ward on him though.
It's gonna hang out.
30 seconds to battle.
Play safely back there, so S grab that and use the lane. The block out. Right up. Be on the Kunkka with the early pick up, rolling forward is for the time being.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how these lanes go. Slark shouldn't get. He's actually right in his lanes because it's an IO. Like IO Slark level 1 can't zone him all too easily. Perhaps a level 1 like Essence and try to get the fast pound so you can Slark a bit better. But given the nature of this dual lane, he's gotten items to test the lane. Lots of regen and mango. He wants to be able to get experience out of the lane and even slow down the Slark's farm.
Yep. Early fun of a puck player.
Yeah.
They just sacrifice in a bit.
I think Puppy can definitely help. Got to move around using the taunt, so he's probably the one player that can get active and move around map a bit. But for now, he wants to pressure down bottom where Kake is the doctor.
Almost nearly at hope. Perfect. Showing no
Wow.
You do. A chance. God, so.
Sure. Nothing much. Just poking and prodding in the lanes. Both teams running the dual lanes in off lane, so Faith on Omni is going to help P. So we'll see 2v2 lanes at bottom for now. I say 2v2 bottom, but Puppy is already moving towards mid, just probably looking to help out the puck, throw some Barons. It's kind of like the Bounty Hunter in that your early game doesn't really have a huge amount of kill potential. He's just annoying. Puppy right now is throwing torrents, trying to make SCC miss CS, trying to get some free grass off, and he's being annoying. He's not actually posing a kill threat.
Yeah, not yet, but that could change once you see some more levels on the puck. As Faith and KP, they do convert this into a full-on dual lane. The Slark still so far MPCSing well. Faith is going to work on Pi Die here. Has gone for the early boots grab and has skilled the Degenara. This is the lane harassment build. Be very frustrating if you're not that good at trading blows, and IO most certainly is not with 0 base armor. It's like you're trying to rush a bottle, and that is not going to help you trade effectively with an Omni Knight.
Look at ODCS, last hits, 8 denies.
And that's with Puppy coming mid to try and assist.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Puppy's 5, but I imagine about close to half of this because of Puppy's cards that he threw, so this lane would be going even worse if not Puppy's help.
Well, now the Astral from S3C, level 2, mid 1, still trying to duke it out with him, but unless there's a little backup here from Puppy, no mana for the Torrent. Doesn't really offer too much lane support when you're out of mana as a Kunkka.
I mean, it's still going alright for mid 1, he's getting at least enough CS, some XP, so he can, this is not like that they have to help towards the mid lane, but there's a lane where SCC will have the edge.
Meanwhile, U9 on the Terrorblade, 13 and 7 bottom, but they're not keeping Forev out of the lane. Lacking on damage here unless they want to commit the Metamorphosis. They have opted for the Point of Maledict, saving that 3rd skill point for now. Kaka may skill it up if he feels like there's an opening for a kill, but we'll need a good cast bounce to attempt it. Or just zoning now. Plops it out. Forev trying to soak up experience as much as possible. So overall, Gods, looking at CS, it seems like a slight advantage here for Newbee, and they do find themselves up mild 200 gold, but overall laning stage, are you pretty happy for either team, or do you not really feel like there's much of an advantage just yet?
Not much. It's very similar to last game, I think, where the Anti-Mage/Kunkka replacing each other. Top lane, they will make a jump onto KP.
Oh, going on to Slardar with the back of the Omni Knight. Often scary, but Puppy is there for the +1 as the neutrals do their best to deny MP, but he will not be denied here. Great rotation by Puppy. Didn't see him coming until it was too late, and the heal bomb can be pretty scary in a 2v2, but when you've got that power play from a roaming Kunkka, not the case. Puppy gets on the board first here for Secret, and they are going to find S3C in the mid lane. Only a level 4 puck though. They're still going to look to jump here with the orb coming through. He's forced to pop the Fairy Fire very low, but not dead yet. Faith to save the day. Pylai drops to the tower. The power of his holiness, the Omni Knight, getting the job done.
Whew. Okay, meanwhile, bottom lane looks like there's a kill on the side. Deep on now, that's the Terrorblade Metamorph committed though. Whether or not they can push with it. Got the siege creep again. It's around the siege creep, but it looks like they're more to the pools and farm for now. They know Tide's coming back soon. This Metamorphosis is actually going to wear off, so recognizing they're not taking the tower. Last game where they had the Drow, they had 3 heroes pushing with a 4th hero Muerta ready to rotate. This time around, it's just 2 heroes and no one able to rotate. They're just going to play the farm game. But a great gank and rotation towards mid lane from Secret. Unfortunately for them, Omni Knight was just ready to react and save SCC.
So mid one, taking a lot of harassment here.
He's winning the CS battle now, by the way.
Yeah, doing well with the pseudo tri lane he's had, but now that rotation is towards the top lane, as you will see MP and Pylai Die diving onto KP, but they do the pounce. This could be a turnaround on Pylai Die. The crush is there. The heal bomb not happening. KP instead just going to walk away. Faith doesn't really like the look of things, and in fact, Kunko was somewhat in the neighborhood over towards the top rune now. Faith has got to be careful, doesn't have to point and repel. He wants to chase on the Pylai Die here, is going to let the heal go, leaving MP. If he hits the pounce, will get kill, and Yasha grabs another. AP now looking for the trade, and see ya. Io getting massacred by that heavy physical damage of the crush. Still sitting on 0 base armor.
The early Essence Shift just allows you to fight so well as Slark. Like, you're not... Yeah, normally you think like a Omni Knight startup really annoying with skill, but if he's stats, getting himself tanky, making his opponent as he does so, and hang out very well. And this Slark is doing a great job to yes, and he's helping it all by offensive play. By keeping himself equally fun to CS.
Is even like the team needs to be with Mage gods, or is it much more just about the mid-game execution?
I think similar to last game, where even early on, it's going to lead into Newbee taking objectives with Terrorblade Metamorphosis, and then it comes down to Secret's timings with their ultimates, how well they can play around the Ravage, Ghost Ship, whether or not they can execute their big team fights, because it's Newbee who will be playing the slightly faster tempo this game.
Yeah, Secret continuing the musical lanes. Pylai Dynamic his journey down bottom is they want to try and equalize this 1,500 gold lead or so that Newbee have managed to accrue. Put some pressure on the Terrorblade. In fact, also rotating in is mid one. Great time to strike as the puck, but there's a Sentry Ward planted down. Kaka also out in front to try and tank this gank, but instead both heroes get caught out by the Coil of Ravage as well. Ooh, 9 gets completely bursted. Faith unable to get the heal off in time. They may have gotten 2 or 3 kills the other way if he could. Also, the Sunder prevented there by the puck silence and the Ravage follow-up. Shows you how good the Omni is at turning fights around, though, guys. If Faith was able to get the kill off just a little bit sooner, they may have gotten 3 kills for nothing there.
They knew it was coming. They had the Sentry Ward down. They'd scattered out the Invis rune, I believe, with the Observer Ward. Fortunately for them, they died past the puck. They were close. So puck was on the tree before the Sentry Ward. It was. He didn't even really have to use the Invis rune. He used Ogmore. Really from one, get them 2 kills.
Nave. Rotate down. Spotting him at the first on the 2,000 gold. Out in front again is an S3C, forced to move towards the top side of the map for now, just to ensure someone's farming that lane, but this will leave mid one free to catch up in the mid lane and continues to CS here as he's actually ahead of the OD. You mentioned he was leading a bit earlier. Despite the rotation, stays on top. Not too often you will see a puck even close to an OD's farm, but they make that move onto S3C again. The pounce comes through. Quick TP out. Is he going to drop in time? Looks like he should be okay, but off the lane, it's a very minimal investment to do so. Secret doing a good job at controlling these lanes even while Ravage is on cooldown.
Yep. I mean, well, Puppy's stacking Ancients for the team, and the worst part about that bottom fight for Newbee in some ways was that Unai used the Metamorphosis, so he comes back to lane, they can't even take objectives at a time where, I'm not entirely set that Newbee necessarily want to until they've got the Slider Blink Dagger. That's where they get really scary, but even so, it's just like a ultimate that Secret aren't afraid of. If anything, I'd say the Metamorphosis is as important of an ultimate as the Ravage at this stage of the game, so trading the Ravage for the Metamorphosis and winning the fight means Secret get a big advantage out of that bottom engagement.
3C, Duke got the side. Newbee really...
One might be dead?
Got a KP. Isn't at this point.
Yeah.
Don't have any.
Back as well as KP tricks, creating all the little tricks they can to get an early game advantage here. But yeah, the KP Blink Dagger you mentioned is really going to be the big item timing for Newbee that they can play around. They're likely going to smoke up as soon as they get that, bring the Terror Blade, try and get a pick off, and then transition that pick off to a kill, into a tower. Sorry.
Meanwhile, MP does camped here. Pilot is the real target. I hope, or is actually easier kill.
Orbs here with Ravage.
Although, said MP is get crushed before he's able to the turn. Force him back and behind mid one. Face turn hunting Mr. Kaka, but he missed the orb here. Kaka might stand this dash and he looks to turn it. Kaka full patiently hang onto it. Face, he also does that is confident to put full lane.
Yeah, they saw Tide TP top, so they know this bottom lane is a little bit exposed. And mid one also doing that. It's like trying to clear out the creep wave, draw the aggro to himself so he can take the creeps out. And already Secret, you can see them responding to this. They've got Kunkka down here as well. Unfortunately, not quite level 6, but very close.
They need the tome, so you can see Secret prioritize that ultimate to slow down the push. They will need a good phase shift here. Dodge on the death ward. On the one. Break. He needed. They get to kill it. Death. Almost back into the death ward. Almost. Probably still live, but I'll just dagger space following enemy. Really nothing to here.
A great play from Kaka. Having the level 3 maladies as well, maybe catching Secret by surprise. Looks like they will defend the tower. Forbes TP comes back off cooldown, so they defend the tower, but New will be happy about getting a key kill on the puck, which slows down Blink Dagger. And Secret, so annoying to push into the torrent spam. Like, the torrents just keep coming out, hitting you. The orbs draws the creep aggro off the tower. Like, Newbee have now tried like 3 times to push this bottom tier 1 tower, but always get met by resistance.
See up for a grab here. Blink Dagger, Secret get pushed for chase. I said that Slark out of mana. Instead of baiting S3C will sub. But now that the Blink you get to see it. Found KP that first move. Anyone in particular you're looking for here is Slark?
I think it's our location, which is bottom lane. I think a certain hero you want to avoid fighting into tight. But the bottom lane is the place where you're already grouped up, and there's a tier 1 tower you're looking to take, so you can gain better Roche control. So yeah, TP's bottom. Tide's there, which is a bit unfortunate because it's not really an easy target to go on. You don't want to overcommit to Tide. And they're also waiting for Metamorphosis to come back up, but be likely to be scouted by his Dire Ward as well if he's going to poke his nose out. So he's been seen.
Astral just speak to Thermal Pyramid in the lane. Looks mid one. The gloves of haste. Now saving gold. Be opting for the Blink Dagger earlier.
I believe there's a 6-stack of Ancients here. It looks like a 5-stack or a 6-stack of Ancients waiting for Secret. Huge amount of farm for them.
They have tied to farm. I think it could have helped out. So he's getting there. Don't really feel like Newbee are good at jacking Ancient. But they're out.
Triple black means that's plus 9 armor to all of those. So Tide isn't even going to kill it very easily because of that, which is very annoying.
Newbee slowly creep in the spot. Smoke looking up to initiate fight. They got out one with their Berserker. They have Florida Blade. Got some time here, but if they jump when Rev's backing them up, that Rab Coil combo could completely turn the tides of the fight. Patient. They're waiting.
That is going to wear off.
Oak's going to wear off soon, like you said. In the end, they just back away.
MPL see everything. He may actually kill Kaka here if
and
he wants to.
It's already won. So now the relocate comes into the stick. Oh, can they turn this one? Wheel comes, but the because the early invincibility takes all down the well, but not have a Metamorphosis to just tries to bring down the door, dropping out the outcome, the Astral Land barely save the... Tries to bring him back. The S3. Although does a lot of damage. Drow wants to finish off. The pound just a little bit. The dark attack, the gate, torrent to fly. Is up a hit. Secret pull through. Is this fight later out? It's there. One last third leaving that the center. They get killed. Turn back for MP. Shadowblades. Sentry is there. Malady. You know, there's no one for a help. Rip doesn't want to go. He would die. Slaughter might clean up. They're now put the time for KP. Silence is there, but it's not. It's actually one. He's together to fight a bit longer. It's the end. Pushed up. Puppy scrambling. The chase continues. End of fight. 8 on the score. This is bottom lane, and it's long that they have this ready to go.
I just want to know how much damage was thrown at one that fight. Like the phase joint and the overcharge blocking damage and the tether healing them up. They must have thrown like 2,000 damage at Slark. 4 of them may get caught out. He has another in a couple of seconds.
Hell, he doesn't care. But the question
is nice the tower.
And isn't some god just grab it. But for now, the hill comes through. The Pell was available. Did it? Lead sign for the Wolves instead as the from red. Instead, no, never mind. Back coming in. That's pulled out. He goes for the kill for him. It's not gonna be some propels. So by the time he says the ancient. Well, instead, puppy kill. What he that after I think it's a quick couple stacks like he said.
It's 6. It's only 6 on the
your
3 dragon, 2 golems,
and old either.
Oh my gosh. Well, even with the plus 9 armor, the bonus HP, and the drums aura, the clearing the sanction stack, no problem at all. Like the sustain on the puck in that bottom fight and Pilot Eye's IO just making huge amounts of plays for Team Secret to win these fights. They're just dragging the fights out, have this ridiculous sustain. The man 4 is now well, and that was just ridiculous how well mid one's alive. And I don't mind the pickup. He's not really been limited by not having a blink dagger this game, so seems fine.
As the ultimate go ahead and P2. The Slark.
This game's looking really bad all of a sudden for Newbee. They have got to farm Terrorblade, but the Slark is just out of hand. Unfortunately for MP, couldn't quite get off Shadow Dance that fight, but still Secret fighting very well. Rounds and heals on their team.
Are going to take advantage of the fight. Now comes through the report. Just the deck. Oh, well, I brought back the Savage by Secret. This is the one they downside at one. Gen gods, you would sure love to have out up there.
Yeah.
If it was a full.
So risky move when you start getting too many in the DJ, even just the one there, something that he gets punished for, and that's a big kill. That's the net worth here in the game by quite a big margin as well. This Terrorblade is actually quite far ahead, but great chain start. The Ghost Ship into the Ravage means another kill going Team Secret way, and he about to finish off his Echo Saber, I imagine. Then he gets even scarier to deal with. It's just the levels of some of these heroes. The Midas for Meepo can be really powerful. He's just going to hit that level, like 14 timing, where he's got the max phase shift and can blink almost away from anything, and that piece completely unkillable.
Because they're going to have to get it down because he does the arm that. Too big bomb. The line anyway. Holiday. And the amp dash. It was on.
Oh, Slark. May realize they see him now.
They get. I had no idea it was coming. Just go both on the omniscience. Or many other heroes faltered, but Omni is a reader. People felt that as a slot.
Yeah. Much needed kills on the Slark and the Kunkka, and it's not just kills, towers. Metamorphosis up, so this There's 25 seconds on the clock. You don't want to buy back your stock at this stage of the game. It's just to get you out of it. Still, an advantage that's been going his way to resolve. So, nice smoke rotation from Newbee, and putting themselves in a position to really. This is what they were trying to do 5 minutes ago. Secret to met them with this brawling style that slowed them down.
Slight miscue. Maybe not popping glyph up. Left, we'll take the up. There's back. Comes up first. Follow up. Fade off, and this is where the Iron Knight really comes. That's the main reason why I picked it. Is with this X.
Secret, they want to fight. They know there's no D.
It's
the relocate.
They move in. Nice and early. Being early commitment to support he needed from his Knight will end up going down as well. The kick right back.
Oh. You asked about at the end of the last game, like things to take away to learn from, and it was just that. And that's like the same game where someone backs off and then you get caught out by the relocate. They haven't really learned a lesson from game 1 about get the IO. It's true that, I mean, you go back to TI3, the Chinese teams never really learned how to deal with this hero. Some of them started playing more, but this is this pick off and split push style of IO that can be so bothersome, and you have to adjust your entire playstyle when you're versing IO. You can't be farming and push lanes alone. You can't have a hero like OD TP mid in plain sight and then the rest of the team caught out in a team there. So Team Secret is a great job punishing new mistakes.
Gets down a very nice support to make earlier rabbit the OD on the side face on the other. Able again save his ally. Secret didn't advance. Taking hold of it. They now put forwards. Well available. Teeth the next hit one and now another goal for that. Commit for the blink and even scope. Skaka for repel will move forward, but he is still a relatively low arm throw. Be careful. Steve will look muscled out, but to connect on two. No, for a minute. Finish the cast bounce to Cape. Juki back. When they built terribly ultimate, they've got a build to be out one base shift, but no easy up and control comes fire to save the day. Okay, not to use it just yet. Come but there to prevent the initiate on the Cape. And they him well, and now looking for that third kill to the fight. They've on the first still slithering the amp. Hanky short though. For squish support. Come and short fall. Now it's the hell. Will grab Midas. I think got dish gold. Piece the goal, but also got they lose to they the met is about to end. But MP!
Oh, MP!
Oh my!
It was
a very unfortunate kill rounded out.
He's trying to hang around in the jungle, expecting a rush, and knowing the Metamorph is going to wear off. I really like the decision to hang around. He just need to not get caught, because once that Metamorph wears off, Newbee will be much weaker, and Secret wanted to fight Switch, but MP slightly caught out.
Come on, being mobile available. One, the Rabbit heal around up from Unai. Slow. They also in. It's a very important hit from Secret. Let down. Commit. Slop around Rock. Pile it up.
Mayweather's going for the steal.
I'll take that too. You down, and that's
mid one's in the pit.
KP, get control. Crush comes out. MP, he cannot get no with stolen it. So it all settles down. Ages for S3C, or down for Secret. Even the 181 again.
Yeah, mid one. Dropped an item so he could open up an inventory slot. Went for the Aegis steal.
It was
barely missed it.
Of course.
Yeah, I suddenly see him drop an item like while he's next to like an enemy slider. I'm like, are you crazy? He blinks in the pit. He was really close to getting it. That's 2 games in a row he's going for the Aegis steal. And then he does stay alive for quite a lot longer because he's a Pudge, but eventually he gets taken down.
It's really bad for Savage. I just got meta buff. Look at this. I guess he uses the template, does he just let it build like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
They if he constantly moving. Oh, he's Better came fight and force back all the way to the bell and the Omni keeping together their let him finish off the on the fire, but Newbee objective bits of it all tired. It says me too, Newbee. Take me cracks. Newbee's it all. Now fall look the top game. And there are no bad for it to be a tough here.
Yeah. It's really hard now. They're getting picked off one by one. The Slark trying to come in from behind. Doesn't have ultimate, so needs to play this cautiously. And they're finally finding their momentum here. The level 4 repel. You talked about the point in DJ. Now he's finally maxed out the repel. And that was what wins them the fight of the Roche pit. The fact that he had repel, didn't get ravaged, and could just instantly because he was taking a lot of damage from Roshan, from the Kunkka who was throwing in spells, from the Puck Orbs, from the Io Spirits. But he has the repel, so he doesn't get ravaged and is instantly stunned to tie. So he's full HP for the team fight. So repel has been very important this game.
To add to that, one of you and they burst it either. So even if like say the eyes late on his ultimate, as long as the repel on the TB, he's just getting there. The keep that is sees the best, but he just packed goes back or down. 3 another as new starts to ramp up their advantage. They were ever beating game 1. They failed to close for it. Game 2 was a start, but I'll bring through here in the stretch.
Yeah, seeing what Omni can bring to the table. That was one of the heroes we didn't get to really see up there. Same with OG, but Newbee pulling out some new stuff here in the same old patch, but different team, different tournament, and ready to try and close the deal here in the bottom lane. 20 seconds Slark, so he will be available for high ground defense, but still got an Aegis on SCCC's OD, so very difficult to fight into him.
Terrible doesn't attack, no BOT though. Really, it's good for that.
Yeah.
Wanted to get back. So watch that same. Or an item bump of insight for soak back.
Alright, that was spotted by the wall though, so they know this has happened. I think it was maybe
tries you know what, forget the smoke back. Let's just beat on got terribly down.
They want to go on the Omni Knight. They're
You've only got that
catch him out.
2-second window to jump an arrow for the repels red gun. It's very tough. Yeah, but get off the silence. He's cut away. He put the son or the one on. Has been given the carries. Chop from the secret. Pulling them back to the peak. Repel from. He got this melee. Game and.
Yep.
Where go? Secret will be.
The Newbee supports are just. Like, they were on the right side, hiding in the trees as they push. So the Slark and Kunkka were trying to come in from the left side, but they're just tucked away. They couldn't find either of the supports. There was a sentry ward down as well, spotting Slark initiation.